So yeah guys, that sample that you just heard was only made with one shots, so I'm going to be teaching you guys how I made it today. If you're interested in the one shots that I'm using for this video, they're going to be the trifreeze one shots, the trilogy one shots, and the nebula one shot pack. I'm going to put that in the description for you guys. Hopefully I'm going to have a one shot pack coming out soon, so just leave me a comment, leave a like. And okay guys, so without further ado, here is the playlist. It's pretty simple, not many instruments. So the first sound that I started off with is this string hit. This sound is from the ATL Culture, the Trilogy one-shot kit. Awesome kit. You guys should definitely look into that one. Fire. Here's what it sounds like raw. But yeah, there you go. It's pretty chill. It's like a cool one-shot hit. We are in the key of E minor. So yeah, this is a dark loop. If you guys already heard, the best thing you could do when making dark loops is sticking to these right here and these. That will always make something very dark for you, so you guys should definitely stick into that. So with effects, here are the effects that I added to it. Pretty much the only thing I got on it is an EQ. I cut off some of the highs and a little bit of the lows. There's a lot of low on that. So here's what it sounds like after. I didn't want that airy part on the top, so I just cut it off. So next off, I have here this really cool bell. I just had the idea of doing it. It pretty much goes from E and slides back up to E. So here's what it sounds like. Very low. For effects, I pretty much just put a portal on this. I put the pitch on 12 and I put the dryness at around a little bit lower than 50%. Here's what it sounds like. Then I put Nani. I can't really show you what it looks like because, you know, if you guys know Nani, then there it is. Just added a little bit of that distortion. Then I put an EQ on it. Looks like I didn't really do anything, to be honest with you. Then I put a fruity reverb on it, wet all the way up, no low cut. And I put the size up and the difference to the box. So here's what it sounds like. As well as that, I also put a vintage verb on it with another reverb. This is a concert hall reverb. I put some low cut on it and the mix at 32%. So yeah, that's that. I also opened it up a little bit right here, 55% separated. And yeah, next up are these really simple chords I made. So here's what they sound like. So this one shot is also from the Trilogy one shot kit. Most of these are from the Trilogy one shot kit. A lot of them are also from Nebula, but like I said, all of that's going to be in the description. So here's what it sounds like with effects. I pretty much only put a magic switch on it. If you guys don't have this plugin, I definitely recommend it. It's a free plugin, super fire. It has that real Travis Scott sound, which I really like. So check it out. Here's what it sounds like. I also put a Valhalla vintage verb on it. Same thing, a little bit of low cut on the 580 hertz, and just put the mix a little bit down. Also, I stereo separated it to around 97%. I should have just put it to 100. I don't know why I did 97, but here, you know what? I'll just put it to 100. Nice even 100. Okay, so next up, I have this real ambient key. This is the Implode key from the Trifreeze one-shot kit. So yeah guys, this key is pretty ambient. I wanted it to be tucked into the background. There's no effects on this, just a little bit of separation, and I put the volume down just a little bit. Yeah, so here are pretty much all the sounds that we've used. Next up, I put this really cool bass. So here's what the bass sounds like with everything. They're really cool, a really plucky bass. I really love that bass a lot. Next up, I decided to add these really dope strings. It's like a tribal KYOTO type of thing. I called this the sample KYOTO actually, but this is a really cool pattern, by the way. It's not exactly on the beat. I moved it just a little bit to make it sound like really ethnic and really bouncy, and I moved the velocities a lot. So here's what it sounds like. So here's what it sounds like with no effects. Not that bad, but I wanted to add some pretty cool stuff, so here's what we got. So first things first, we got a magic switch. Like I told you guys, awesome plugin. I definitely recommend it. I put the mix at around 38%. Here's what that sounds like. Then I got some halftime. I put it on 1/8 triplet, and I put the effects all the way down to 500 milliseconds, and the mix to around 21%. Here's what it sounds like actually when you put the effects down all the way. It gives you that really cool effect. I didn't want all of that, so I'm just gonna put it back down. Next up, I put an EQ on it. I just wanted to cut off some of the lows and maybe some of the mid. Next up, I got a really small percentage, a 6% mix level of this Valhalla vintage verb. It's on ambient, color now, drum air, mix all the way up, and no low cut. So here's what that sounds like. Not that much of a difference. Next up, I put this ambient Valhalla vintage verb. This is probably my favorite Valhalla vintage verb preset. It's on 34% and no low cut or anything, but it sounds very wide open and spread. I love it. Next up, we got an RC20 with some wobble, some distortion on tube pair, and I put the cut all the way up to the top here. I didn't want it to cut off any of the high end, but we did put some space as well. So here's what that sounds like. As well as that, I separated it to about 50%. Okay, so when making samples, this is actually one of the most important things that you guys should remember to do. Textures, guys. Textures. I cannot tell you guys enough how much textures is important. So I got this perk loop as a first texture. I got this one actually from the real trifreeze pack, the same pack on the trilogy one-shot kit, I believe it is. But here's the perk loop. Here's what it sounds like with everything. Then I added this really dope texture. I love this texture. I add this on almost all of my samples. It just gives it this professional sound, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Here's what it sounds like. It's just a nice little vinyl crackle. It's nothing too big, nothing too small. I love how it sounds. Then here I pretty much just added some accents. There's this kind of thing that I put on every 4 bars. All these accents, you can find them on the trilogy one-shot kit as well. Really dope. And then I added this. Very, very simple. But yeah, here's what the whole sample sounds like. So yeah, guys, there's the sample. Super simple, super easy to make. If you guys need some help actually with these samples, you can always slide into my Discord. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Everybody's always welcome. We put in a lot of samples there, a lot of free samples, a lot of 50-50 collaborations, so you guys can help each other out. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this sample tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.